how should you answer incoming calls, this call is going to show you how not to handle them, or at least things that you should avoid. The fastest way to level up on the phones isn't just more reps, it's honest feedback from someone who's lived it. Have an honest, experienced rep listen to your calls and break down exactly what's working and what isn't. One real critique could save you months of bad habits. If you guys are new here, or even if you've been watching for a while, I'm Ryan Valet, and for over 4 years, I've been working to master telesales in just about every niche there is. In case you didn't know, we run a free lead agency where you can actually build your business from the comfort of your own home. If you're a serious agent who wants elite training, consistent leads, and the chance to actually close more apps without being on an island, just click the link in the description or you can shoot me an email. I'd be happy to see if we'd be a good fit.
Legal Life Solutions speaking. How can I help you?
Yes, I'm trying to find out. Do y'all offer life insurance for South Carolina?
We do, absolutely. Um,
Okay.
I will pull it up for you. I'm just one of South Carolina, and my name is. I don't know if you got that. And is your name? What's your name? Want to mess it up? I saw it, and I was like, let me ask her first. Nice to meet you. Let me pull this up, and let me ask you. While that's kind of loading, South Carolina. Can you fill me in on what your goal is and what are you looking for to get covered?
Just looking for something to cover like burial, final, like burial and final expenses and whatever left goes to my two children.
Okay. And you're having a traditional burial with the viewing and ceremony?
Yes,
Okay. And what
I'm
is
looking
your
for like $30,000 or $40,000 worth of insurance.
okay? And what is your zip code? Oh, I'm sorry. The wind got to it. I didn't hear you.
Two,
Taking a look at the funeral homes in your area. Do you have one picked out already, or you're not sure which one you're gonna go to?
no.
Okay. Um, it's quite the variety of prices in your area. Looks like the one that's closest, McAllister's, is very expensive. Um, about $11,000 to $12,000, but there's tons of them that are about $7,000 to $8,000 in the area. Um, and on top of helping with the insurance, we are here um, forever if you do go with through us to get in a policy. So we're here to help the families not get overcharged at funeral homes. We can always pull it up. We look at every funeral home in the country. Okay.
Uh-huh.
So somewhere between I'd say about 10 to 15,000 should be coverage for that, and then anything above that is going to be the extra money. And you said you'd hope for about 30 to 40, right?
I
And
mean, whatever I can get qualified for.
yes,
Can I see what I can get qualified for,
yes, ma'am. And
if anything?
yeah, absolutely. What is your birthday? All right. And there's a couple of things I'd like to make sure that we're on the same page with. So do you know the difference between term and whole life?
Yes.
Okay, so term terminates, whole life is forever. So when we're looking at final expenses, I look at the whole life unless somebody wants me to look at something else. So are we together with whole life?
Yeah, well, I have some
Okay.
illnesses, so I don't know if they'll even qualify me for term.
Yeah, probably not. They want you to be super, super healthy. And then so you do know that everything is age and then health. So I have your age, and I just want to ask first a couple of questions, see if we can get you any discounts, okay? So, do you have a valid driver's license or state ID?
An ID.
Okay. And have you been at your address more than 6 months?
Yes. And before we even
Okay.
go through all this, I have a question.
Yes.
Was if okay, let me ask some questions before I even put myself through all this. What's the criteria for insurance there? How does it work as far as a person that that has illnesses, do they have like where they have? Because a couple people places I tried, they had like a 3 year waiting period, and some places had just like different things. How do you guys work?
Well, it is definitely dependent on your health. There's only a few things that put us into a waiting period. If I can get us out of one, 100% I will. So before I go further, because I see this is important, I do want to make sure that I answer all your questions. So, what is it about your health that may have you concerned?
Well, I have the illnesses I have. I have um congestive heart and scleroderma.
Okay. Let me see. I do have one company that is really good with have you had overnight stays at the hospital 2 or more times in the past 2 years?
Yes.
Okay. And let me see. And what do you take for the congestive heart failure? Is it like what are the medications they get you?
I don't have my medications with me, but I do take
Okay.
medications for it. And I have this well my day.
Okay. And then you said something else that I quite missed. What was it?
Pulmonary hypertension and
Okay.
scleroderma.
Okay. Okay. So, with that being said, we're looking at, and was it the past 1 year, 2 or more hospital stays, or has it just been collective in 2 years?
In the last year I've had two or more stays.
Okay. Okay. So, that would put us in a waiting period. However, did anybody really explain to you how those work in
Yeah, you just
detail? Okay.
they basically you get back what you put in, but it doesn't cover anything.
Well,
So
well, it's a little bit different. The program I have here, it is, pretty competitive in price. A lot of times those are a lot higher, but I do have one that's really good, as far as a monthly rate. But they also add 10%. It's not much, but it's something. Um,
yeah,
so,
that's no help for 50 for funerals these days.
um,
I'll
but
still
it's
be coming out of my pocket and having
but
my kids come out their pocket with like $10,000, $15,000.
but it is more than what you would be able to get if you put it in the bank, right? So if
Yeah,
you're
but
just putting it
no,
in the
thank you. You
bank,
have a
you're
good day.
not okay.
So I wanted that call to play out to its entirety and then just go over some of the things that need to be worked on throughout this call. Notice how unsure the agent is with all the ums and ahs and wandering around the script. In this business, and especially in sales, you have to be able to fake it at least somewhat. You can walk around saying, oh, well, I'm not good at faking it. Well, I'm here to tell you that you better get good with faking it because I don't care what kind of sales you do, no two calls are exactly alike, and you have to somewhat fake it with certain ones. If something happens where your screen doesn't load or there's no information on the client, I like to start using the verify method. So, just to make sure I've got the right person, can you do me a favor and verify your email for me? And then your beneficiary shows your kids, right? Make it up. They'll correct you. Just sound confident whenever you say it. This shows confidence. And as I've said many, many times, if you sound like you don't have confidence, then your clients can feel it. No confidence erodes trust, and trust is the backbone of all sales. The next big thing that I noticed with this client, she didn't ask, or the agent didn't ask, how long she's been looking, or how has she ever had anything. She goes right into talking about funeral prices and what places she wants to go. That's the wrong direction, and you have to realize that, especially this early in the call. She should be asking if she's had any issues qualifying, or are you looking to get that 30 to 40,000 to leave something extra, or do you just want to make sure that your kids don't have to pay for it? As you heard, she said she just wants to see if she will qualify for it. During asking those questions, you can then start looking for funeral prices in the area. I will say she did the right thing by asking, well, what about your health has you concerned about actually qualifying? If you couldn't tell, clearly this lady is having issues getting what she wants. So now the agent needs to try and figure out what the issues are so we can at least explain what it's about or what she can actually get. I've been hearing more and more agents at this point just literally hanging up on the client. Please don't be one of them. My theory is that the more agents that handle it this way just means the more people like this lady will keep filling out leads and wasting all of our money. Obviously, it doesn't guarantee she won't fill out another lead, but I also believe it's our duty to help people understand why they only have these options. And when you explain GI or graded, tell them it's exactly like any other insurance after 2 years. Don't be afraid to ask them a tough question. So, do you plan on dying in the next 2 years? And 99% of them are going to say no. Then in 2 years and 1 day, your kids will get the full death benefit. And if something happens before then, you're not out any money. You're actually giving your kids more money than if you just put it in the bank. When it comes to GI, I don't push hard. I am not here to sell somebody who should clearly know, after I've clearly explained it, that they should be getting this coverage. I'm going to explain it in a way that makes sense to real, logical people. So you have to do the same. You can't sit here and be all worried or sell all GI or push really hard, because a lot of these people are in this position because they procrastinate, because they've let policies go. So trying to hard sell a GI is more likely to get you put in a chargeback situation. So I like to take a very serious but educational approach to it, so that way these clients truly do understand why it's important to get it today. I always tell them that you got to get this time clock started, because the sooner that you get this time clock started, the sooner you get to that 2 years, and the sooner you get to that 2 years, the sooner your kids don't have to worry about coming out of pocket. So just make sure that you explain it to them that way. Don't hard sell them. You don't have to push hard on them, but also remember to educate them as to why they're in that position. Some people just think, well, I'll call another agent and then I'll call another agent, because they never really get that real person telling them that you're not going to get anything outside of a 2-year wait. Now tell me this call meant something to you. So now do something with it. Like the video, subscribe, so that way you get all my breakdowns, and I really try to do my videos in a training format. So tell me in the comments, what's the one thing that you're changing on your next dial or your next incoming call? Don't just watch, apply it. If you're ready to stop grinding alone and want consistent leads plus real training to close more apps actually, then just shoot me an email at rykohaveitall@gmail.com, or you can click the link in the description. And remember, the only thing that's standing between you and the life that you want is the story you keep telling yourself about why you can't have it. See you guys in the next one.